people would have laughed at you if you had told them a decade ago that they can still be motivated even after losing their job. The internet has made it easier than ever to learn just about anything you want. So with all this content and information available, how did you know which ones to learn from and which ones actually work? Luckily for you, Manna member, for today's video, we will be talking about the most effective way to stay motivated after losing your job. Remember that while the first step is completing any of this amazing information, the second and possibly more important step is taking action even if it's imperfect action. The career of a young woman as a retail manager is thriving. A major crisis, like a pandemic around the world, causes her store to close abruptly. She is forced to return home with her parents after losing her job and source of income. The woman experiences anxiety and depression as a result of this unplanned detour from her career path, and she starts to wonder how she will restart. This experience is currently being dealt with by one of our mentors, a licensed clinical social worker with one of her clients. One of our mentors said, in these times of ambiguity, losing a job hits harder because nobody even knows what the next step is going to be. In a world without COVID-19, there were always alternative outcomes from which to choose. Similar circumstances to choose one of our mentors' clients exist for millions of people all over the United States. Additionally, according to the Family Foundation, more than half of American adults have lost a job or source of income claim that COVID-19 has a negative impact on their mental health, including worry and stress. 54% of adults who lost their job or their source of income reported worry or stress about the coronavirus that had a negative impact on their mental health. It is difficult to maintain a positive outlook amidst the coronavirus pandemic. But for people who want to overcome financial obstacles, it may be particularly difficult to stay motivated in these circumstances with any job loss situation. What are the emotional repercussions of losing a job? A person's sense of security and sense of identity as a professional are seriously threatened by unemployment, which is more than just the loss of income. One of our mentors said that the psychological and emotional effects of losing a job can be very similar to the grieving process. There are several stages to that process, including denial. The person is in a state of shock and wonders how this could have happened. Shock. They feel hurt and are overcome by fear, panic, and uncertainty. Anger. They are angry that someone took something they needed to survive. Depression. They start to experience hopelessness and a sense of being trapped in a pit they can't escape. Isolation. They become reclusive and might become overtaken by worry about what will happen next. This cycle can continue for extended periods of time, upsetting a person's routine and patterns of social interaction and possibly resulting in depression. Situational depression includes unemployment depression. Situation depression is thought to be more transient than clinical depression, but it still manifests similar emotional and behavioral symptoms such as irregular eating and sleeping patterns, according to the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Conscious depression occurs whether or not a stressful trigger is present. Causes severe symptoms that may make it difficult to function. Increases a person's risk of suicide or suicidal thoughts. Aggravates one and causes feelings of guilt, worthlessness, and guilt. Depression in a situation can be brought on by a severe life stressor like losing your job. Reactive symptoms are the result, though they don't always make it difficult to function. Results in a withdrawal from loved ones and past hobbies. Headaches, low energy, frequent crying, and difficulty focusing are caused. According to one of our mentors, a licensed clinical social worker and certified group therapist with experience in career coaching, people may also feel personally embarrassed by losing their jobs. The first question we typically ask when meeting someone new is, "What do you do?" Your sense of self and how you view yourself are shaped by your jobs, she said. She claims that people have the ability to break off relationships and withdraw from their social circles. This psychological disconnect can be made worse by living alone in isolation. She also warns against the use of addictive behaviors to treat unemployment depression, such as drinking, eating, smoking, and gambling, as these actions may hinder efforts to improve mental health and find employment. How does motivation change after a job loss? Motivation is the desire to act in service of a goal, according to Psychology Today. It may be internally motivated or inspired by external factors like other people or events. Frequently, it's a reaction to our hierarchy of needs. Self-actualization or reaching one's full potential, self-esteem or feeling successful. Belongingness or close friendships and intimate relationships. Safety and security. And psychological needs such as food, shelter, water, and sleep are all included in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which is listed in descending order. The inability to find work may make it difficult to meet these needs and may lead people to look for new employment. Losing a job, however, can result in lack of motivation. People may experience increased anxiety during prolonged periods of unemployment, which makes them less focused on finding work and more concerned with managing disruptive emotions. In a separate interview about the effects of long-term unemployment, she said, "Unemployment, and especially long-term unemployment, can affect people's spirit and sense of self. As a result, long-term unemployed people may appear wary, depressed, or frustrated during interviews. They may occasionally feel hopeless, and it comes across in the interview." Age can also affect a person's ability to stay motivated during a job search. Young adults ages 18 to 25 are frequently new to the workforce and may be working in their first professional setting. She claimed that they are frequently quick-thinking and eager to begin their lives, and that their jobs play a significant role in who they are. They've just graduated, and it's depressing for them to be delayed in advancing in their career. So they're more likely to be upset when they lose a job, she said. However, if an older person is nearing the end of their career, losing their job can come as an even greater blow. When you lose your job later in life, you may feel like, "I've lost my last chance," or that no one is going to hire me at this age. These people might feel that their career options are constrained, which would sap their motivation. How to maintain motivation following a job loss. It can be challenging to stay motivated, especially when there are few options available due to a pandemic. However, one of our mentors emphasized that it's critical to understand two things. 1. Job loss is a contextual event. 2. Blaming yourself is not worthwhile. This new normal is being experienced by millions of people, so adjustment is indeed necessary. Making the following adjustments is one way to do so. Meet your basic needs first in order of priority. Finding out about unemployment benefits can assist in paying for living and medical expenses. Don't be afraid to get in touch with a professional who can help, such as a social worker who can help you apply for these and put you in touch with nearby programs to meet other needs. You can better concentrate on your job search by reducing stress associated with how to meet basic needs. Think of your mental health as a top need. When you're preoccupied with urgent concerns like how to pay for food, mental health can take a back seat. But it's crucial to look after your mental health. Consider asking a therapist if they have a special rate for unemployed people if you need professional help. You can also try yoga, meditation, or some light at-home exercise to lower your levels of stress and anxiety. Keep in touch with your networks. Staying home or being totally alone are bad ideas. Even if it's only for 15 minutes, venture outside for a stroll. Create a daily schedule with structure, consistency, and time set aside for socializing with friends or former co-workers. Even when you're in a quarantine, you can use phone calls and video chats. In addition to improving your mood, those conversations could introduce you to job opportunities that you otherwise wouldn't have known about. Stay centered on what makes you happy. Don't let one bad situation have an impact on your life in general. Keep up your hobbies and focus on doing things that make you happy. Even though you may not be working right now, having fun is still possible. One way to benefit others while also gaining networking opportunities is by volunteering. Formulate a plan for a job search. Be very deliberate about how you want to approach your next job search. Analyze your skill set objectively and identify your advantages. Update your LinkedIn profile and resume. Make a list of the positions you want to apply for and research the organizations to ensure that you would fit in well. Establish a time of day when you will only work for your job search and decide how many positions you'll apply for. Perform international skills practice. Prepare responses that highlight your transferable skills in advance of potential interview questions. Do practice interviews with friends who might be able to spot things that need fixing that you don't. Keep in mind that you may contribute to the workplace. You want a job that wants you, so try not to come off as desperate by being overly eager. If you are conducting interviews virtually, it may also be advantageous to reserve a space with a neat backdrop. Plan to develop your skill set. Some people discover that extra time allows them to attend webinars, trainings, or classes that will aid in the development of new skills while they are looking for a new job. Social workers may be able to connect people to local workforce development programs. However, skills aren't always directly related to a job. Discovering a new hobby can help you network or pick your interest in professions you might not have thought of otherwise. Do not hesitate to ask for assistance. You have access to therapists, career coaches, social workers, and counselors as you travel. There may be particular business or resource networks for people of color, those with disabilities, LGBT people, and other groups that can help with job searching. Building networks by getting in touch with people who have similar life experiences is highly recommended. Keep in mind that seeking help is not a sign of weakness. It can be challenging to find work, so assistance is always appreciated. Don't dispute it. If you don't typically have the mindset to deal with life's realities and changes, you might initially think, "I can't believe it," or "it can't be happening to me." It's alright as long as you don't stay in denial for several days or weeks. Keep in mind that thousands of people lose their jobs every day. You have no control over it. You can move on with your life more quickly the sooner you accept reality. Don't personalize it. The majority of abrupt layoffs are the result of business decisions, frequently as part of cost-cutting initiatives. When speaking to your boss or the HR manager, avoid getting personal. Life is too short and the world is too small to harbor resentments. What if it's personal too? Continue to forgive, forget, and move on as your best course of action. Be gentle with yourself. There's no use beating yourself up or feeling sorry for yourself unless you are fired because of misconduct or poor performance. Remind yourself of the abilities and qualities that help you succeed in this position and will help you succeed in your future endeavors. Don't lose your cool. Getting angry at your family, friends, cat, the taxi driver, or